So, welcome to the next lecture on the unsymmetrical fault analysis. In this part, we will learn double line to ground fault and open conductor fault. So now let's have a look of a previous uh, lecture. In that lecture, we have learned different type of faults that takes place in the system in shunt fault and series fault, and shunt faults has been further classified as a line to ground fault, double line fault, and double line to ground fault. While series fault means open conductor fault that may happen on a only one conductor or in any two conductor. So in that lecture we have learned why unsymmetrical fault analysis is important and why it is done. As you have seen that the level of the fault current is decided by the type of the fault and whether the fault impedance is connected in the circuit or not. If it is connected, then level of the fault current will be lower, and moreover in case of double line fault, the role of the fault impedance compared to the line to ground fault is lesser, because in the line to ground fault you have seen that fault impedance was effective impedance was 3 times of ZF. So that limits the current fault current, while in the double line fault that role of fault impedance is not so powerful compared to the line to ground fault. So there is a much higher value of the fault current in the double line fault. So this fault current basically tells about the level of the current in case of fault happens in the system. That fault may happen at a generator terminal or line itself. So that decides the capacity of the protection devices and its selection of the protection device, whether we need faster movement of protection device or slower. Now coming to the line to ground fault, here the fault takes place between phase B and C. B and C is directly short circuited, but the short circuit is connected to the ground through a fault impedance ZF. So fault current in this case you can see that it is a IF, while VB and VC will be equal because it is a short circuited, and IA is 0 because it is okay, there is no issue with this phase A. So circuit condition, one can see that IA equal to 0 or boundary condition, while VB equal to VC, and fault voltage VF equal to ZF into IF. So using the transformation matrix for getting the symmetrical component current, symmetrical current component, so that is well known now. IA1, IA2, IA naught equal to 1/3 within the matrix 1 alpha alpha square 1 alpha square alpha, alpha 1 1 1, while current vector phase vector IA, IB and IC. So from here we can get the positive, negative and zero sequence current. Here on solving you get zero sequence current is 1/3 of IA plus IB plus IC, and putting the boundary condition IA equal to 0, so IA naught will be equal to 1/3 IB plus IC, while IB plus IC is a fault current. So fault current here IF equal to 3 times of the zero sequence current. As Ia equal to 0, so this equation means Ia1 plus Ia2 plus Ia naught is equal to basically Ia and putting the value of 0. So you can see that sum of any two currents is equal to and opposite to the other currents, means a positive negative sequence sum is equal and opposite to the zero sequence current, or 0 and positive sum of 0 and positive 1 is equal and opposite to the negative sequence current. Similarly, one more case, while symmetrical components of voltage, here put the boundary condition, means VB equal to VC. So in place of VC you can write VB. So solving for positive and negative sequence voltage, what you get, since these two will means VB equal to VC, so on solving what you get, 1/3 VA multiplied by 1 alpha plus alpha square, since these factor is common VB, so that will be alpha plus alpha square into VB. Similarly for the negative sequence voltage, so what you get here, positive sequence voltage and negative sequence voltage are equal, while zero sequence voltage is equal to 1/3 within bracket VA plus 2 VB, because VB plus VB becomes 2 VB. So here what is concluded, the positive and negative sequence voltage are equal, while for current you can see that sum of any two sequence current is equal and opposite to the other one. Now, getting the difference between positive sequence voltage and zero sequence voltage, means VA naught minus VA1 equal to 1/3 twice minus alpha square into VB. From this two equation, from this and this, VA gets cancelled, so VB gets common, so twice minus alpha within bracket plus alpha square, or twice minus alpha square, so that you got. Now you know the value of minus alpha square is equal to 1. So here in place of this term you can put the value 1. So VA naught minus VA1 equal to VB, or VA naught minus VA2 equal to VB. So difference between zero sequence voltage and positive sequence voltage gives the VB, or zero sequence voltage, and difference between zero sequence voltage and negative sequence voltage is equal to VB. So as we know that VB equal to VC from the circuit condition, because these phase B and C are short circuited directly, while IB plus IC is equal to fault current. So here, and you have determined that IB plus IC equal to 3 times of zero sequence current. So putting this value here, so you can draw the sequence network using this equation, as we have concluded here that VA1 and VA2 are equal. VA1, since this terminal voltage across this one means positive sequence voltage across this is negative sequence voltage, these two are equal. So the connection between the positive sequence and negative sequence is parallel, while zero sequence voltage, that you have seen that this VA naught will be equal to VA1 plus 3IA naught into ZF, or VA naught will be equal to VA2 plus 3IA naught ZF. So here VA naught will be equal to 3ZF into IA naught plus VA2 or VA1. So VA2 or VA1. So this suggests that all three sequence network be connected in parallel, but before connecting zero sequence network with positive and negative sequence network, we have to introduce 3 ZF in between these two, means Z0 and Z2. So that is very clear. And first condition is that I1 plus I2 equal to equal and opposite to the IA naught, means I1 plus IA2 equal to minus IA naught, that we have proven. So this circuit satisfies all the equation criteria. So this is the sequence network of the double line to ground fault. Now positive sequence current IA1 is equal to EA, here EA divided by Z1, and these two are in series and in parallel. So here what Z0 plus 3ZF is in series, and this series combination is in parallel with, so that is added to this. So here what you see that, if you remember that double line fault, in that case it was coming to the Z1 plus Z2. In that case there were no Z0, but it was Z1 plus Z2 plus ZF. Here you see that there is a zero sequence impedance, and effective impedance is 3 times of fault impedance, but this is parallel. So what would happen compared to the double line fault? Here overall effective impedance will be higher. So in this case, compared to the double line fault, the fault current will be lower, right? So but there will also be, here in this case, zero sequence current. So while positive sequence voltage, that is well known is equation now, VA1 equal to EA minus IA1 into Z1, while negative sequence voltage IA2 equal to minus VA0 voltage across the zero sequence network divided by its impedance. Negative sequence voltage is equal to positive sequence, that we have proven, while zero sequence current is equal to minus of IA1 plus IA2, because IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0 is a 0, and so putting the value of IA equal to 0, so that is giving this condition. While IA0 you can get from the current division rule, since it is flowing opposite to the main current, so here minus sign has been taken. This is the minus sign, IA1 into Z2 divided by Z2 plus Z0 plus 3ZF. This is by current division rule. So zero sequence voltage in this case is VA0 equal to minus IA0 into ZF. So you can get, if you are in a position, you have calculated all the sequence voltage and all the sequence current, you are in a position to get the phase voltage, or you know the phase voltage. Using the alpha operator, you can get the symmetrical component. Now, what is important further? If there is a no fault impedance, so in that case, what would happen? This will be 0. Here Z2 is parallel with the Z0, so there will be net, say, impedance is Z dash. So in that case, what would happen? Here you see that if this is 0, means ZF equal to 0, so this will be product that Z2 into ZF, Z0 divided by Z2 plus Z0. So here effective impedance will be higher compared to the double line fault, but if there is a no ZF, so definitely overall impedance of the circuit goes down, so fault current will get higher value. So now coming to the open conductor fault, as we have discussed, there will maybe two types of the open conductor fault. One is a one conductor open, another one is a two conductor open fault. So here, before going to the one conductor and two conductor open fault, first of all understand what is open conductor fault. So again here it is assumed that line is at a no load, and open conductor faults happens in series with the line, and this broken line is assumed to be not touching the ground or not touching the other phases. So at a fault point FF dash, the conductor ends are here AA dash, BB dash and CC dash, means here there may be opening of this conductor at this point, or this point, so this and there will be voltage across this, and similarly there may be opening between this and this. If we measure the voltage, we can get. So and current flowing through is IA, IB and IC. These are the fault current, because it has been assumed that there is a no load. Now this open conductor fault can also be represented with the positive, negative and zero sequence. Here positive sequence has been represented by a network. Here F dash, there between F and F dash there is a voltage VAA dash 1, that is positive sequence voltage, and flow of current is IA1, that is positive sequence current, and with reference this. So here with the reference. Similarly, negative sequence network can be drawn like this. There is a voltage across this F and F dash, that is a VAA dash 2, and current flowing in this is negative sequence current is IA2, and with voltage is VA dash with respect to reference. And similarly, the voltage for the zero sequence is VAA dash naught, and zero sequence current is IA naught. So these are the sequence network for the open conductor fault. So voltage will appear across the open terminal, and the current If it gets open, in that case there will not be any flow of current in that phase. So while set of series currents and voltage at fault point, so IP equal to in term of phase current IA, IB and IC, while VP equal to VA dash, VB dash, VCC dash, and symmetrical components of current and voltage is IA1, IA2 and IA0. Symmetrical component of voltage is VA dash 1, VA dash 2, VA dash 0. So depending upon the fault condition, we can connect these positive, zero and negative sequence network. Now first case is two conductors open fault, means there will be any two conductor that gets open, while third one remains okay or intact. So here in this case, conductor B and conductor C get open at this point. Here this is the point and this is the point. So circuit condition for this will be, since conductor B gets open, means IB will be equal to 0, conductor C gets open, means IC will be 0, while A remains intact, means VA dash equal to 0. So here the boundary condition you can see is IB plus IC, IB equal to 0, IC equal to 0 because of open conductor, while on conductor A there is a no opening, means VA dash will be 0. Since VA dash equal to 0, so as we know that by the Fortescue theorem, VA dash will be equal to its positive sequence component plus negative sequence component plus zero sequence component, while this VA dash equal to 0 on a circuit condition, so that will be equal to 0. So means sum of any two voltage will be equal and opposite to the third one. And while current transformation, the equation, this matrix equation is well known. So here putting the boundary condition, in place of IB it is equal to 0, in place of IC it is a IC equal to 0. So on solving, what you get, IA1 equal to, since this product of these two alpha and alpha square with this 0 becomes 0, so means IA1 equal to IB by 3, while IA2 is also IB by 3, IA0 is also IB by 3. So what you can see that all the sequence currents are equal and that value is IB by 3. So here positive sequence current, that is IA1 equal to IA by 3, sorry, here it is a IA. So IA by 3, negative sequence current is also IA by 3, while zero sequence current is also IA by 3. Because these sequence currents are equal, means it suggests that the interconnection of positive, negative and zero sequence network in case of two conductors open fault can be connected in series. So here you can connect in series, means the positive terminal of the this means positive sequence network is connected to the negative terminal, and its positive terminal of negative sequence network is connected to the negative terminal of the zero sequence, and positive zero sequence current terminal of the zero sequence is connected to the negative terminal of the positive sequence. So this way you can connect this sequence network in series. Another case is open conductors, open fault. Here there will be one conductor open while other two phases are intact, means phase B and phase C you can see intact. So there will be IB and IC, but here this has get disconnected, means open conductor means IA in this case will be 0, while VB dash will be 0 since this is connected, VCC dash will be 0. So this is the circuit condition for one conductor open fault. So what happens? You know now the boundary condition. Value of IA is 0 because that conductor has get disconnected or opening has been done. So IA will be equal to 0 because you know that I equal to IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0, and here IA equal to 0, so IA1 plus IA2 plus IA0 will be equal to 0. So sum of any two current in this case will be opposite to the third current, and voltage transformation can be done using the circuit condition. So here you know that VB dash is 0 because there is a no opening on conductor B. VC dash is 0, as in this case also there is a no opening, so these two term will be 0. So for solving positive sequence voltage for this one conductor open fault, VAA dash 1 is equal to VA dash by 3. VA dash 2 is equal to also VA dash by 3, while VA dash naught is also equal to VA dash by 3. So all the sequence voltage are equal and that value is VA dash by 3, means it suggests that all three voltages, sequence voltages are equal. So when this sequence network can be connected in parallel with each other, that will be the network connection possible. So here all this has been connected in parallel to each other, and first condition for current condition means IA1 plus IA2 will be equal to minus IA0, or IA2 plus IA0 will be equal to minus IA1. So this is the interconnection of the sequence network for the open conductor open fault. So normally open conductor fault initially may take place, but after some time due to some disturbance there may be chances of getting it to the ground or getting connected with the other conductor. So you can see that though that develops to the shunt fault, but these are the type of the unsymmetrical fault. The voltages as well as the current in this case are of unequal magnitude, and since by use of the sequence current one can draw the network and one can find the fault current, and the important is to find the fault current and analyze it and then provide the solution for the system. So thank you very much.